Peace and blessings. Yeah, gotta start this out right though.
So you're a philosopher?
Yes, 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 yes. I think very deeply. I think very deeply. I think very deeply.
Kinda getting late.
I think very deeply.
Your man's getting sleepy, you know what I'm saying? I've been ready to, I ain't put no video together in a minute. Been really trying to work on this here so I can start putting out better product, you know what I'm saying? More quality looking product so it sounds better, so it looks better. Something I can play with a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? Because I need everybody to know that I'm serious about what I do. I'm serious about, you know, my talks, man, this craft, what I like to call it, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, yeah, man, without dragging it out too much further, peace and blessings, everybody at Enlightening Minds Enterprise, Wolfpack representative, Gerald Hassan the Childress, also known as Mr. Shift Your Perspective, aka Hassan the Fresh One. That's my barber, my master in barber handle, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I do that too. But anyway, man, check this out. I hope y'all pardon the tint and darkness of my glass. I know many of you already seen them before. And for people who aren't familiar with me, you know, they have subscribed and they just the ones I have available right now at the time. But anyway, I want to talk about, real quick, let me turn this down some. I want to talk about, you know, the concept, the idea of concern. You know, concern and how it fits into relationships. You know, particularly the more intimate ones, but really relationship on any level that is valued. You know what I'm saying? A relationship between two or more people that is valued. One of the threads in that it's one of the threads in that relationship. It's one of the things that keep it bonded, keeps it strong, you know what I'm saying? And again, it is the idea which we would call, or which is called, concern. You know what I'm saying? The average human being, from what I found from my own personal experience, is very selfish in a lot of ways when you talk about this particular idea, concern. And a lot of people don't realize how selfish they really are, you know? And until you're dealing with someone who really has a strong inclination towards the idea of concern, does one realize or become familiar with, or at least become challenged with how selfish they really are against this whole idea when they talk about concern. It's kind of like you don't know how messed up your grammar is until you start dating a grammar teacher who's like very good at that, who has like a master's degree in grammar. And they're always correcting you, but not because they just feel a need. So not because they didn't have a necessary need to do it, but because this is something that like really resonates with them. You know, what made them go study that? What made them get a master's degree in it? What made them decide to teach that? They must felt that there was some type of need for it. So therefore, a part of their inner being is connected to that particular part of their journey in life. So likewise, for an individual who has a real unique connection towards, again, we're talking about concern. So a person who has a real unique connection towards you know, the whole identity and description and definition of concern, for that person, not only should they be first a representative of concern, but if they truly are, then I promise, man, they're going to be the ones to really point some things out to you when it comes to the lack of concern. But again, that is one of my major core value areas: concern, consideration, respect. Those are like, they all run hand in hand, you know what I'm saying? And when one truly is concerned, when one truly likes or values a person, then for one, when you think about the idea of love and infatuation, and love supposed to be a thing that where you're unselfish. Infatuation is every description, everything that's connected to it, in defining the infatuation is very selfish. Everything that's connected to the idea of love is very selfless. You become one that's concerned about another, so much so to where you have obligated yourself in certain ways and aspects to add to this personal thing that you truly value. That being a distinction between the two ideas of love and infatuation. But now, when you talk about, again, concern, you know, this particular idea, concern, you know, it almost run hand in hand with love, except I would just go as far as to say, when you're really concerned about someone, when you truly value someone, when you truly are trying to connect with someone, then you have a level of concern, or you should. Not everybody, I don't mean that you don't, because you may be at a point of your development where this is just a part of you that hasn't been cultivated, it hasn't been pointed out to you. So, the lack of it doesn't necessarily mean that a person doesn't care, but it could also mean that a person just has to be made aware of the necessary need to cultivate this particular area of who they are to really represent the level of value that they have for you or for something. But let's just talk about, we talking about people, not places and things. So let's just say a value for a person, you know what I'm saying? And so when a person has a real, true value for you, you know, then their concern level for you should be one, for your peace of mind. You know, I care so much for you that, I mean, I for myself, a peace of mind is very important to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to be worried about me. I don't want you to be in panic or in doubt about me and where I stand with you. You know what I'm saying? And so even though one might not identify it as a peace of mind, that's another way of describing it. You know what I'm saying? So if I truly value you, then I don't want you to doubt my word. I don't want you to doubt where I stand with you or where you stand with me. So therefore, in my desire to make sure that you never have any doubts in this particular area, where you have a peace of mind in this particular area, it's certain things that I'm going to do just to make sure that you're okay in this area, your peace of mind. Also, as something that runs parallel to that, is I want to make sure you're happy, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna do all sorts of things to make sure you know it's me and you. So now you can confirm with your mate that it's me and you, and then still not be happy, because the happiness is another area. Now that's getting more personal with the person. Really getting to know the person, really getting to trying to fulfill the person, you know what I'm saying? When you talking about happiness now, when you talking about a person going to have their own level and their own personal happiness, but when you're talking about being in someone's life, it's either you give it or take it. You know what I'm saying? So when you truly value someone, it's selfless, so therefore you're going to give more than you take, but by nature you're going to receive. Because if they truly value you, you need as well. You're a human being. You need as well. You're going to give, because the way you care about that person is very true and very genuine. It's nothing adulterated about it. It's nothing tainted about it. It's very healthy. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to give without even looking for anything in return. However, because of your divine makeup, you know what I'm saying, everything runs in a loop. You know, like the negative and the positive energy of the two poles. To keep it going, you gotta have something that keeps it going. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have something that completes that circuit, that makes it keep just going and going and give it. So long as light gonna stay on, so long as music gonna play, I gotta have something to feed it. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna give me so much, but I gotta have something to feed it and keep it going, right? So likewise, even though a person can have that genuine thing for you, love you so much that all they want to do is please you and make sure you have an established peace of mind. If you don't have that same level or more of adoration, respect, concern, regard for that person, value for that person in return, then you're not going to reciprocate exactly what they're giving you. And as a result of that, eventually this person will become fatigued in some of these areas because all they do is give and they give it wholeheartedly. You know what I'm saying? But yet and still, by its very biological and spiritual or divine makeup, yet and still it needs to be fed. You know, so again, we're talking about concern. I just really wanted to emphasize, man, you know, don't take the thinking like, I know that's me. I know that's me. I know it's automatically that's me. I know I'm a giver. Don't be quick to say that about yourself, because you have to really sit back and analyze your actions and your moves, because I'm going to tell you one thing. If you ever tell someone that you say you care for that their concern is small or bullshit or minor or nothing, why is you tripping over nothing? Why is you messing with me over the small stuff? Why is, as much as I do for you, why is you trip? You know, anytime you do that, then you have to then question your level, I say, of love and value and so on for this person, because let me tell you, you can never grade another person's concern. You can never put a grade on, you know, you can't do a person's concern like that. Like, call it small or bullshit or whatever. As I just mentioned, because when you do that, you invalidate a person's experience altogether. So it's like you and I experience something. We go somewhere. You know what I'm saying? As a result of now, let me give you something else. Let's say you feel that you and I are having a conversation, and I feel either the way you're having this conversation with me, or something you said, something you done, something you said, I took offense to. As a result of me taking offense to it, let's say I curse you, and like, whether I curse you and call you something, or whether I say something like just a curse word in the sentence while I'm talking, like that's some bullshit, and you ain't finna, you know, fuck over me like that. Let's say I just say something in a sentence like that, and you feel like, why you gotta curse me? So now you feel like, because I'm cursing now, I'm disrespecting you. And you feel like it's unjustified because in your mind, you haven't done anything to disrespect me. But yet and still, let's say I didn't tell you. Now, you feel like you haven't disrespected me. But when you ask me a question and then answer the question for me without allowing me to answer the question, I felt just as disrespected by you as you feel by me when I said the cuss words I said. So once you disrespect me, you can't tell me at that particular point of what I can and can't say in return to your disrespect. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, to nip it all in the bud, we just have to really fight against that closed-mindedness that happens when the emotions rear up and get involved. That doesn't mean if I feel disrespected and my response to that disrespect, even though it may be justified, it still may be wrong. I know that kind of sounds conflictive, but what I mean is this here. There still could have been a better way I could have dealt with that matter. Maybe I could have stopped for a minute and say, man, please don't do that. Please don't do that. Because if you ask me a question, let me answer it. If you don't really want to hear the answer to the question, don't ask me the question. If you feel like you have the answer to a question that you're asking me, and so therefore whatever your answers are, whatever answer you already have for the question is what's really important to you, you really don't care what I say, then that's something you're gonna have to be honest with yourself about and be like, well, I really wouldn't care what you have to say because this is what I believe and think anyway. You know what I'm saying? My point is, everybody has, you know, things that they don't like people doing to them, things they don't like people saying. Everybody has some level of, so everybody have their pet peeve, everybody have their core values. They call it pet peeves, but everybody have their core values. In a core value area, a lot of things stem out from that, you know. And so, we're trying to bring this to a close and keep everybody on point with what I'm saying and trying to emphasize. One, the average person, I emphasize, the average person lacks the level of concern for their mate. We're talking about mates, or anybody else, but particularly we're talking about mates. They lack the level of concern necessary to establish consistently harmony with that person. And I'm saying the kind of concern that makes you ask to understand why they feel the way they feel as a result of what you said or done. You know, so that you won't repeat it, and so that you can correct it, or so that you can possibly help broaden or shift their perspective in regards to how they took what you said. But you have to first listen to understand. I'm talking about desire to understand. You have to first desire to understand, which will cause you to listen to understand. So, don't be quick to do that. Again, man, from my experience, that's a core area for me, which, when I say core, it's a deal breaker area for me. When I come across a person who is so selfish in that particular area, to where they don't desire to understand me enough so that we can be in a certain place. You know, that I won't go forward. Now, I will say this here. sometimes I feel that I can push it a little further and harder to try to get the point across so they can fully understand. But after I really put some effort into it, because they say you know, Les Brown say, until you've done all you can do, you haven't done all you can do. But once you've done all you can do, then that's all you can do. You know what I'm saying? But yet it's still a peace of mind, man, and happiness. Those are the first two things. That when you say you value someone, you have to value their peace of mind and their happiness. If you truly value their peace of mind and their happiness, then you're going to initiate a lot of things in regards to making sure that they're secure. When I say that initiate something, a lot of things, you're going to explain a lot of things. You may do some things, you're going to just volunteer explanation behind your actions. Why you didn't call, why you didn't text right back, why you didn't do something in a certain time frame, why you didn't respond at all, you know, over some hours. Why? I mean, these are some areas, and you have to understand in the beginning, the instruction, the foundation of a relationship. Two people don't know each other well enough to say what you will and won't do. So if you really want to establish with your new interest, you know, a real firm level of, you know, this is where I'm at, this is what you can expect of me. If you really want to establish that, then you have to establish that by not allowing their minds to wonder too much and question and doubt and where I stand, where we stand, are you serious or not? Are you seeing other people? You know, and so on and so forth, you know, because sometimes once a person begins to doubt and don't take you serious, but they still kind of hang around to see if you're going to get serious right, you then will see in their actions their lack of seriousness as well as their doubt. And as a result of that, you're also going to become an exemplifier of that same level of concluding that, oh man, they're not really serious. They got some other stuff going on. They doing this, that, that, and the other. I comfort the person, so I'm going to hang around, but I already see it's not going to be anything. See, but it's as a result of the two that even communicate in these, you know, it really address these unique and particular areas and make sure that the foundation is proper. You know what I'm saying? So you want to be concerned about that peace of mind and that happiness. Man, forgive me, I am kind of sleepy here. So forgive me if this don't seem to have the level of energy that it should. Pardon me, forgive me, pardon me, forgive me. But in your concern, I'm concerned about your peace of mind. I'm concerned about you being happy. I want to make sure you're happy. I want to make sure you have peace of mind. I don't ever want you to doubt me. I don't ever want you to doubt me. So I'm gonna be regardful. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be regardful. I'm gonna go far and beyond to make sure that you're right. I'm gonna be mindful of what I do and say. I'm gonna be mindful of what I do and say. You know, I'm gonna be thoughtful. I know that all kind of sounds alike, but in my mind, there's a difference there. I'm gonna be thoughtful. You know, thoughtful and mindful are very similar, but I'm saying thoughtful in the sense to where it makes me initiate certain things too. It makes me just, you know, I'm just gonna ask you certain things. I want to check on you. I'm gonna, you know, I want you to know I'm here and I care and I'm taking you serious. And I'm gonna be patient. I'm trying to practice being more patient and explaining things and listening to you. I want to understand. I'm trying to be more patient and making sure that you understand me and so on and so forth. But it still takes two. It takes two to desire the same thing, to exemplify the same thing, to push forward the same thing. And I mean, it's only so, I know we got a lot of, what you call it, people sweep stuff under the rug. We got a lot of those. I'm not going to even, you know, do what we'll say. I'm not going to even talk about it no more. I'm not going to even bring it up no more. I'm not going to even say anything about that no more. That's sweeping a problem under the rug is what I mean. And so, when we do that, it's unresolved. We didn't face it, we didn't deal with it, we didn't eradicate it. It's just there. Hopefully, it's under the rug and it don't surface again what we think. But Hey man, like the Man's Enterprise, Gerald Hassan, the children, man, I appreciate you all for listening. I really hope that I got that point across. Um, I do what I do because I'm a student of life. I don't claim to know everything, but I know what I know, and I'm gonna share it with you. And I'm down to receive as well. You know what I'm saying? So again, peace and blessings to everybody, and may you have a good one. If it don't sound right, feel right, and sound right. Try shifting your perspective because there's always another way of looking at it. Peace.